Okay, I call this school board work session regular meeting Tuesday, March 10th, 7 p.m. to order. Ms. Rich, can we please get a roll call?
Mr. Baranowski.
Here.
Mrs. Crossan.
Present.
Mrs. DiPaolo.
Here.
Mr. Godekson.
Present.
Mr. Hartline.
Present.
Mrs. Krieger.
Here.
Dr. McGuire. Mr. Martin.
Here.
Mr. Sadowski.
Here.
8 members present.
Thank you. Could we all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. For announcements, we had an executive session for personnel reasons before the meeting. Dr. Lugabaugh?
Thank you, Mrs. Crossan. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we have a number of presentations and recognitions, but we want to start off tonight first by welcoming Mrs. Dina McCaffrey from William Tennant High School, where she is our communications and television teacher, but also is here to talk to you a little bit about a show coming up called Mean Girls. And so I'm going to turn it over to you, Mrs. McCaffrey. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you for having us. I'm actually going to let the kids speak because they're the ones doing all the hard work, and I'd like them to be able to introduce it, if that's okay with you. All right. Come on.
today we're going to be performing for you guys a sneak peek of our musical featuring a little bit of our song It Wars and Meet the Plastics. Our shows around in front. Our shows are March 27th at 7 p.m. and March 28th at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale at the door and online.
I can't hear you. You're not microphone.
Repeat it into the microphone.
Repeat it into the microphone so that everyone can hear you.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So basically, we are the cast of Mean Girls. We are going to be performing today a sneak peek of our show featuring bits of 2 of our songs, Meet the Plastics and It Wars. Our shows are March 27th at 7 p.m. and March 28th at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m.
Can we buy a shirt?
There will be extra shirts on sale at the door.
Okay.
And tickets are also on sale at the door and online.
Oh, they're off.
Let's fix that.
Thank you.
There we go.
Should we say it a third time?
Do we need to say it a third time?
Okay.
We're good.
Don't look at them! Just don't! We call those 3 the plastics. They're shiny, fake, and hard.
They play their little mind games all around the schoolyard.
They might insult your clothing or make fun of your name.
All right, thank you, Mrs. McCaffrey. Thank you, thank you. All right. All right, boy, they are tremendous. And so it's sure to be an amazing show. They do an incredible job, and our musical program and theater program at Tenet is exceptional, and so we encourage you to come on out and just thank them for their time tonight. So, excellent. I'm going to switch. I'm just going to flip a little bit, and I'm going to ask Alexis and Elizabeth to do their student presentation, and then I'll move into our presentations and the superintendent's report. So, if Alexis and Elizabeth, you want to come on up, and good to see you both again.
Yeah.
We held William Tenet's 61st annual Black and White Academic, Pool, and Gym Nights, and this year was a huge success for both teams and resulted in a win by the Black Bandits over the White Vikings. We are extremely proud of all of the hard work that our students, faculty, and advisors put into preparing and running this event. On March 2nd, the spring sports season began, and we wish all of our athletes the best of luck in this upcoming season. Our William Tenet Spring Band concert was held on March 4th, and our students prepared very hard and were very proud to show off their skills. On Thursday, March 5th, we hosted the annual college fair where over 75 colleges, universities, trade schools, and U.S. military branches visited to help our high school students navigate options for their future. The night began with a grade 11 parent presentation to explain the post-secondary process. The biannual Key Club Blood Drive is being hosted on March 9th and 10th. Students over the age of 16 can come to the gym during a class period of their choice and donate a pint of blood to the American Red Cross. Every pint donated saves 3 lives. The Bucks County Music Festival, BCMEA, will be hosted on March 12th through the 14th and is hosted at William Tenet this year. This event includes band, orchestra, and choir groups from middle and high schools in Bucks County. Our music department has been working very hard to prepare this event and is very excited for the ability to host it at home this year. On March 25th, Tenet is hosting the Dinner for Those Who Serve, held by the student government to show our appreciation for all Centennial's employees and all that they do for the district. Our annual Open Mic Night event is held on March 26th, where students in the arts can showcase individual artwork, both literary and musical. And then, as we just saw, our annual spring musical, Mean Girls, is on March 27th and 28th, and our theater department is working very hard to prepare this show and is very excited to perform. The fashion show will be held on April 9th, where students can create fashion artwork and participate as models on the runway and show off all of their skills. Last week, tickets went on sale for the junior prom, which is to be held on April 11th at the Fuge. We hope to have yet another successful event for our junior class to enjoy. The Centennial Fine Arts, which brings together music departments from the elementary, middle, and high schools, is held from April 13th through the 16th, and we are very proud of all of our students and are excited to see all of their performances. The senior class trip is to be held from April 21st to the 25th, and our seniors are very excited for this unique opportunity. 2 parent meetings are being held on tomorrow, March 11th, and on April 8th, with everything parents and students need to know before this exciting trip. I thank you all, and I wish you a wonderful night.
Thank you. Well done.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Peterson, and I'm a level 200 student in Networking and Operating System Security at MBIT. I'm also a junior at William Tenet High School. And first up tonight, March is a significant month for celebrating women's achievements and contributions throughout history. It marks Women's History Month, a time to honor the vital role women have played in shaping society. The first week of March is particularly dedicated to recognizing women in construction, highlighting their accomplishments and the strides they've made in a traditionally male-dominated industry. Additionally, March 8th is International Women's Day, a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. Follow MBIT on social media to stay updated on all things related to women in history, International Women's Day, and women in construction. Next, Middlebucks competed at the National Association of Home Builders Student Competition. In MBIT's first year competing in the construction management category, the team earned the Distinguished Rookie of the Year award, an outstanding accomplishment on a national stage. Students completed a comprehensive real-world construction management project that required in-depth planning, budgeting, scheduling, and formal presentations, all evaluated by industry professionals currently working in the field. This authentic and rigorous experience highlighted both their technical knowledge and professionalism. Congratulations to team members for representing MBIT with excellence. This achievement exemplifies the impact of career and technical education in preparing students for meaningful, career-ready success prior to graduation. Next, congratulations to our senior automotive technology students who have officially earned their Pennsylvania State Emissions Inspector's license. This achievement is a testament to their hard work, dedication, and commitment to mastering the skills necessary for success in the automotive industry. By obtaining the certification, these students have demonstrated their expertise in vehicle emission testings and compliance, making them valuable assets to employers in the field. Next, the Medical and Health Professions program hosted a successful blood drive on February 20th, demonstrating the dedication and compassion of our students and staff. Through their efforts, a record-breaking 29 pints of blood were collected, directly benefiting patients in need and supporting our community's healthcare systems. This event not only provided an invaluable hands-on learning experience for our students, but also reinforced the importance of civic responsibility and the impact of career and technical education in real-world settings. The success of this initiative reflects the commitment of our programs to fostering skilled and service-oriented healthcare professionals. Lastly, our works-based education has over 80 students gaining invaluable hands-on experience in the industry. This partnership with local businesses not only provides our students with practical experience, but also strengthens our community connections and ensures that our graduates are job-ready. We are proud for the opportunity provided to these students and look forward to the continued success of our co-op program. Thank you, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. All right. Next, I would like to move on and recognize a very special student athlete here in the Centennial School District. And tonight we have the pleasure of recognizing an outstanding student athlete, and it's our honor to welcome Brock Rudy of William Tennant High School. Where are you out there, Brock? There he is. Okay. All right. So Brock, I'll let you sit a little bit first, and then I'll have you back up, so you can just take a quick seat. And then I just wanted to eye you up as you walked up, just to say, because Brock is an incredible young man. On February 11th of this year, he earned his 100th victory of his wrestling career during the league championship tournament. And this is a remarkable milestone and accomplishment in any program. And in fact, since 1955, Brock is only the 6th wrestler in the history of Tennant wrestling to reach the 100-win mark, and the first to do so since 2013. And that places Brock in a truly elite company and speaks to the commitment, discipline, and perseverance that he has demonstrated throughout his high school career. So a little bit about this incredible young man before we bring him up here. A little bit about Brock. He is a 3-time league champion. He won in 2024 as a 10th grader, he was the Suburban 1 League Freedom Division champion, and he was undefeated. As an 11th grader, he won the Suburban 1 League Freedom Division Championship, and he was undefeated. And this year, as a senior, he won the SOL Freedom Division Championship, also undefeated. And as an indicator of the good things that were going to come, as a 9th grader, he came in 3rd in the league as well. And so just from that point on, just launched and became better and better. But it doesn't stop there. He is a 3-year captain. 3 times he had the best individual win record on the team. He is a two-time all-academic PIAA District 1 recipient. He is a two-time all-academic state honoree. 2026 hasn't been announced yet, but it stands to reason that that'll be it'll be a 3-time and 4-time, so he's on track. And he has a 3.5 GPA, so you're not just a bad man on the mat, you are an incredible man in the classroom as well. Now, while Brock's success on the mat is certainly worthy of recognition, what stands out just as much is the character he brings to our school community. Achievements like this are never the result of individual effort alone, but they're built on the support of teammates, coaches, family, and mentors who help shape both the athlete and the young person. And I think that brings another important part of Brock's story to the forefront. Many students in our wrestling program and in our broader community have benefited from the generosity and commitment of Brock's parents. Are Brock's parents here tonight? All right, here we go. All right, excellent. All right. So, Tony and Kim Rudy, and in their home, they have created something special known as the Bacon Barbell Club. And what started in their garage has become much more than a place to lift weights. It's become a welcoming space where middle and high school students can gather to train, to learn proper lifting techniques, to build strength, and perhaps most importantly, to build character and community. And Mr. and Mrs. Rudy have opened their doors to countless students, giving their time and energy to help young people grow. And students gather there after school, on weekends, and on days off, not just to work out, but to learn about accountability, perseverance, and supporting one another. And the environment that they've created is rooted in positivity and sportsmanship and encouragement. So whether a student is chasing a personal best in the weight room or working toward a victory on the mat, they have a place where they are welcomed, supported, and inspired to do their best. And that's the kind of generosity and spirit that exemplifies our community, and it's worth celebrating. So tonight, we recognize Brock for reaching an extraordinary milestone of 100 career wrestling victories, and we also want to acknowledge his family and the community for all of their support to help make that achievement possible as well. So Brock and Mr. and Mrs. Rudy as well, your dedication to our students and our community reflects the very best of what Centennial stands for. And Brock, congratulations on an incredible accomplishment. We're proud of you. Proud of your family who can be here tonight, and grateful for the example you set for others. So can you all come forward? Brock, you come up here, and Mr. and Mrs. Rudy come up as well. Let's give them a huge round of applause. So we're going to give that to you. We were thinking about doing a little square off up here. So, can we grab a picture, Mr. Sanchez, for also, we'll just get here, jump on in here. And somebody can take a picture if you want to have somebody man the phone. Anybody on the board want to come up and jump in? Any board members want to jump in and join the photo?
Yeah, I'll let them have a family move.
All right.
So where are you off to next year?
I'm going to King's College in Hillsborough.
Very nice.
Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so next up, and I asked this individual to be here on short notice, but he wasn't able to be here, and that's quite okay, actually. But this is a feel-good story that I felt was worth mentioning. And I think it speaks to the type of employees that we have in our district and just the care and concern that they have for their jobs. So over the weekend, we had the Warminster Symphony performing in the William Tennant Auditorium. And after one of the performances, we had a member of the audience who came forward and said, "I lost my wedding ring." And it's a wedding ring that I've worn for 61 years, and it's gone. And what do we do? Can we look for this? And so I'm going to read a letter that Dr. Caracappa wrote to Mr. Joseph Pietzak, who is the head of facilities at William Tenet. Because Mr. Pietzak decided, okay, that's terrible. And he came in early, and he scoured the premises, and he found it. And I know that anyone who works in facilities in a building is used to going into some tough places, especially if retainers are lost or things of that nature. But this is what Dr. Caracappa wrote. Mr. Pietzak, I want to formally commend you for your exceptional dedication and care in assisting a member of our community following a recent event at William Tenet. On Saturday evening, during a performance hosted by the Warminster Symphony, a patron, Mrs. Marie Skaziak, lost her wedding ring in the auditorium. A member of the Symphony's board contacted the security team at Tenet regarding the lost ring, and the message was subsequently shared with the facilities department. Upon receiving this message Sunday night, you took it upon yourself to come in early Monday morning to thoroughly search the auditorium. Thanks to your initiative and determination, you successfully located the ring and ensured that Mrs. Skaziak was notified. She returned to the high school later that afternoon to retrieve it. While here, she shared the deeply personal story behind the ring. Her husband had passed away several years ago, and she had worn the ring for nearly 61 years. It carried immense sentimental value and represented decades of memories from their life together. Mrs. Skaziak was incredibly emotional and grateful that someone cared enough to search for something she feared might be lost forever. She repeatedly expressed that she believed her prayers had been answered by your efforts to find the ring. What may seem like a simple act of kindness had a profound impact on her and her family. Your willingness to go above and beyond the daily responsibilities demonstrates the character, compassion, and work ethic we value so highly in the Centennial School District. Your actions reflect not only personal dedication, but also the spirit of service that defines William Tenet High School. This moment serves as a powerful reminder of what it means to be part of the Centennial School District family and what Panther Nation can do for others. Your thoughtfulness and commitment to helping a community member in need exemplify the very best of our district. Thank you for representing William Tenet High School and Centennial School District with such professionalism, integrity, and care, Dr. Joseph Caracappa, and that was to Mr. Joseph Pietzak. So Mr. Pietzak, thank you. He couldn't be here tonight. I didn't want to try to pull him out again in 2 weeks, so I thought I'd just go with it and give him a huge shout out. So thank you to that. And I wasn't surprised to hear that the dedication of our employees, and if you ever notice the conditions of our facilities, they're beautifully maintained. They're so clean and bright and shining, and folks do such a great job, but it's wonderful that it's not just about that, it goes far beyond, and it's a beautiful thing. And then one final shout out, our district, Centennial School District, is very proud to be hosting this year's Bucks County Music Educators Association Festival. It's the 75th anniversary of the event, and we get to host it this year. So approximately 600 talented student musicians from across Bucks County will come together this week and weekend for incredible performances. We are especially excited to cheer on 60 Centennial students who will be performing from William Tenet, Log College, and Klinger Middle Schools. They've earned their spot in this prestigious auditioned festival. And the festival starts on this Friday night. The first one is the choir concert at Tenet, and that begins at 7 p.m. And then on Saturday, we have two concerts. We have the band concert on Saturday at 12:30 p.m., and then the orchestra concert on Saturday at 3 p.m. All of these are at Tenet. And members of the community are invited. All are welcome to celebrate the musical talent of our region's young performers, and again, performers from all across the county. So it's a really big event, and we're proud to be able to host it. Tickets are $10, and we'll have this on our website, and you can purchase it online or at the door in advance at bcmea.booktix.com, and we'll put that on our website as well so that everybody has that. So come on out, enjoy the shows. It's going to be an awesome weekend of music here in Centennial. So thank you, Mrs. Crossan. That's everything.
Okay. Let's move on to Mr. Sadowski.
Thank you very much. Approval of the agenda. Be it resolved that the Centennial School District Board of School Directors, 4.1, approves the March 10th, 2026 board agenda as per the attached. Are there any corrections that need to be made that are allowed by Pennsylvania law?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passes 8-0.
Thank you. Let's move right back on to community comments, residents on agenda items. Does anybody mind? We only have 3. If we just let them go first so they don't have to, all right. So we're going to move with Nick Cresco. Again, you're going to have 3 minutes. I would expect no one to disturb him, as we would expect the same.
Hi, I was here at the last board meeting. My name's Nick Crisco. I've been here since '87. By show of hands, who all graduated from William Tennant? Yes, I love to see that love for our community. The protest that you guys approved or didn't approve is unacceptable. That needs to go through the board. That also goes through the administration as well. The administration needs to be held accountable for that decision. And there's several people on this board member that had direct communication with those students before that event happened. Absolutely, probably even organized it. We had one board member that had students coming to her, and I know what the student was, and I know who she was. I know that. By the way, blacking out kids on Facebook and all that doesn't work anymore because AI shows everything. So you just blasted everybody. As a cop, I would expect you to know the problem with having a protest during school and the safety of that. Superintendent, I thank you for reaching out to me and taking my concerns. That was a very responsible thing of you. But to call that a peaceful protest, you're all lying to yourself. There's legalization happening because of that. Because you guys didn't step in beforehand and show your votes. So the community will know where you all stood on this matter. But you didn't, because you knew it was going to be a hot item, so you let it slide through. And several of you spoke up against it, which are the minority. I understand that. But you all should have been put on blast, and you all should have been known to the public of where you stood on this matter. And I know you guys didn't want to see me here because I know you wanted to just be gone. But there were several questions that were brought up during that, and none of them been answered. Who's going to be held responsible? Who's paying for it other than the taxpayers? Now we're going to have to pay for a lawsuit too. Us taxpayers, not you, us taxpayers. You work for us. And that needs to stop. It's supposed to stop with you. The buck stops with you in this district. So grow up and be the leader we want you to be for Tennant High School. We all work hard for our money. So do you. So earn your paycheck. This is unacceptable. It needs to be changed. And most of you just shoved it off like it was nothing last time. Like it was peaceful, like nobody got bothered. Well, interrupting my son's learning process is bothering me, him, and most of the community in this district. Thank you for your time, and I hope to hear what your ramifications are and how you're going to hold somebody accountable for that. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Ellen Newman?
My neighbor and I went out in the rain to the high school on the day of the student protest. We are both retired teachers, and we know many of the students and wanted to give them moral support. We were impressed by how orderly the students were. They were given clear directions governing what they were allowed to do, and they were scrupulously following those directions. I'm delighted that as children, and they're still children, they formed political opinions, they were allowed to express their opinions, and they learned a lesson in orderly behavior in a group setting. There have been adults who, in a crowd, have done things they never would have done had they been alone. Listening to the nightly news gives us many instances of adults behaving poorly, but our students gave us a shining example of stellar behavior. And I want to thank this board, the administration at the school, the faculty for teaching our children proper, respectful behavior, and I want to thank the students for their cooperation.
Thank you. Okay, next, Pat Boyle.
Hi, Pat Boyle, Centennial Station, Warminster, and the president of the William Tennant Alumni Association. We're coming into a really exciting season. We're getting ready for our golf outing, which is June 3rd. No, that's graduation. We're June 5th. Okay, get everything messed up. We're getting great responses from the public. We're getting great responses from the alumni. I think we've already sold up like so many foursomes, and you can only have 40. So it's like, I think we're at 10. So we're doing really well. So if you want to golf in the golf outing, it's a great golf outing. Everybody raves over it. It's at Five Ponds. Five Ponds is incredible. The food is out of this world. Marley does a wonderful job over there. But you can go on our website, wths.org.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, which is William Tennant Alumni Association, WTAA, and there's information there to get you the information on the golf outing. Another thing we're doing is we're having a comedy night at the comedy club above Pogo's, yes, in Doylestown, and that's going to be May 8th, and we're really excited about that because we put the notice out, and a lot of people are asking when the tickets are going on sale. So it should be a really good night, and the young lady who graduated in '87, I pulled out my phone and didn't do it, is the comedian. She's a Tennant alumni. And so she's been there many times before, and I have her name here. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at names, but I'm terrible at reading, too. Tracy Locke from the class of '87, and I've heard like wonderful things about her comedy, so it's going to be really exciting and really fun, and that's going to go towards the scholarships, and this year we were able to raise the scholarships, so it's $15,000 from the alumni, and we have several classes that have donated scholarships. So we're working together, trying to get everybody on board, to give back to Tennant, to come to the games, to do all these fun things, so that we're still part of the community. And one of the things I wanted to mention that was in our discussions last night, if I still have 47 seconds, you have all of these absolutely fantastic things going on, and you all know about it, but like the show, I haven't seen too many ads for it. It should be like in the Warminster Patch, it should be everywhere, so that our students are so talented. We'll have the art festival, we'll have the I don't know the names of everything, but it's so great, and the community should enjoy it. They're paying for it, so they should know about it, enjoy it, and know where their taxpayer money's going. Okay, thank you.
Are the tickets on sale for the comedy club yet?
No, it's 6 weeks in advance, and I'll be posting it all over.
Okay, and that's a very good idea for the patch for the concerts and for the plays. Thank you.
Because I was looking for something in the fall, and I missed it. It was like the week before, and I'm like, oh, darn,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Consent agenda, Mr. Sadowski.
Yes, would anyone like anything pulled?
I do have a question on 6.9A.
Yes.
And B.
Okay. Hold those separately. Otherwise, I will go straight through for the rest. Be it resolved that the Centennial School District Board of School Directors, 6.1A, approves the minutes from the February 10th, 2026 work session/regular meeting. 6.1B approves the minutes from the February 17th, 2026 special meeting. And 6.1C approves the minutes from the February 24th, 2026 Committee of the Whole meeting. 6.2, Personnel. Be it resolved that the Centennial School District Board of School Directors, 6.2A, approves rescinded job offers, 6.2B, retirements, 6.2C, resignations, 6.2D, authorization to employ, 6.2E, leaves of absence, 6.2F, mentor teachers, and 6.2G, co-curriculars, clubs, and activities. 6.3, exceptions to policy, none. 6.4, appointments, none. 6.5, waivers, none. 6.6, conferences and travel. Be it resolved that the Centennial School District Board of School Directors, 6.6A, approves the overnight trip request for 7 William Tennant High School speech and debate students to participate in the Pennsylvania High School Speech League State Championships at Bloomsburg University, March 19th through 21st, 2026, in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. District cost, including 2 chaperones, not to exceed $3,676.98. 6.6B approves the overnight conference request for 1 school nurse to attend the Pennsylvania Association for Nurses and Practitioners, PAS-NAP Conference 2026, for professional development and to accept the School Nurse Excellence Award for the Southeast region of Pennsylvania for 2025-26 during the awards dinner on Saturday, March 21st. District cost not to exceed $1,450. 6.7, bids and quotes, none. 6.8, assembly speakers and programs, none. 6.9, contracts, licenses, and services. Be it resolved that the Centennial School District Board of School Directors, 6.9C, approves agreement with Sweet Stevens, Katz, and Williams LLP to provide Title IX pool council management and training, effective immediately through June 30th, 2027. District cost not to exceed $3,000. 6.9D approves the request for Centennial School District and the Bucks County Intermediate Unit to enter a use of funds agreement for the implementation of Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, Part B, IDEA, Section 619 award in the amount of $5,590 for 2025-2026. 6.10, textbooks, none. 6.11, acceptances of donations, grants, and bequests, none. 6.12, changes to academic programs, positions, and stipends, none.
Second.
Any discussion on those? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Passes 8-0. Back to 6.9, contracts, licenses, and services. Be it resolved that the Centennial School District Board of School Directors, 6.9A, approves Rafael Pupio, LLP, the rep to represent Centennial School District in connection with the Title IX matter. District cost not to exceed $275 per hour.
Second.
Discussion on that? Or just wanted to vote separate?
No, how did we come to use this firm? Have we used them in the past? Are they the premier Title IX firm? What is have we come across this?
Sure. So both the firms that are on there, Rafael Pupio and then Grand River Solutions. Grand River Solutions was recommended by Sweet Stevens to be the investigators, and then Rafael Pupio was 6.9A, recommended by Sweet Stevens to be the decision maker. So the district is dealing with a Title IX matter, and the recommendation is that there is independent counsel to handle both of those legs, and so they were both referred to us by Sweet Stevens.
All right, thank you.
How much is Sweet Stevens going to get for a referral fee?
Mr. Martin, I have no idea how to answer that question.
I've always recounted when we have numerous law firms in Bucks County of both political parties, so it's not a political issue. And I certainly believe that we have competent attorneys located in Bucks County so that we can keep our tax dollars, at least if not in the district, in the county, without going to media where the one firm is, And the other one, I have no idea because it doesn't say where it is. Two, neither of these contracts, although they have an amount per hour, do not have a not-to-exceed number. And almost every legal contract that I like to engage in, you have a not-to-exceed number so that if it gets too high, they must come back and ask for more money and explain why they're doing what they're doing. Thirdly, after reading through the contracts, I still don't know what they're going to do. And the one contract, which is the second one, I believe, is the Grand River one, is slanted totally in favor of the law firm as far as all the things that go along with it. So, I mean, if we need somebody to do something, I guess we need to do it. But I just don't understand why we don't have competent firms in Bucks. This is not rocket science, I don't think, but you have to know what you're doing. I would think there's competent law firms in Bucks County that can handle this. And when one law firm recommends another law firm, I always get a little, nothing against Sweet Stevens, they're a good firm, but they usually always have a fee attached with it somewhere in the contract. So for those reasons, I just have a couple of concerns about those, not what must need to be done needs to be done, but with those two particular contracts, and who was not given the opportunity to try to fill the need, let's say, from somewhere in Bucks County preferably.
There's some good points. So, a not to exceed amount would be helpful.
Every legal contract should have a not to exceed, they have a dollar amount, which is fine, but then you should have a not to exceed number, because anyone that's familiar to some degree with law firms, they have their own ways of extending cases, doing things that may or may not be absolutely necessary, nickel and diming you to death. So it's just a safeguard in a lot of contracts, but especially in legal contracts, that you have an amount per hour not to exceed whatever the expected amount is required for a particular case, whether that's $10,000, $2,000, or $20,000. But it's very helpful, and it's my recommendation that any legal contract have a not to, an hourly amount certainly, but a not to exceed.
So in these situations where there's a Title IX, the district is on a clock. We do not have the luxury of going out to RFP. It's not the way Title IX works. We can't go through an RFP process. I can't speak to what Sweet Stevens is getting. I don't think they get anything. I think that they, as our law firm, gave us a recommendation to use, but we have to, as part of Title IX responsiveness and as part of the law with Title IX, we have to act very quickly in these situations. We do not have the luxury of waiting. We have to show swiftness, and we have to show due diligence and not dragging our heels. As far as putting a not-to-exceed clause, I completely agree with you that typically that is the case. In a Title IX situation where they are investigating, they simply cannot determine how long the investigation was going to take, and we have no choice in this matter. You know, in this situation, we have to act quickly within the confines of the law. We have to show due diligence in doing so quickly, and they can't cap something if they don't know how long it's going to take. And so the uniqueness of Title IX investigations is such that they cannot do that, and there isn't a firm that could ostensibly do that either, and that's why that's why it's listed as such.
Could we amend this and do a not to exceed amount that the board agrees on? And then if they do exceed it, they can come to us with what they've done and the additional funding that's going to be needed.
I don't think at this point we can amend that contract, because I don't think they could possibly do that, and it's not standard. I mean, Title IX investigations have to happen as quickly as possible per the law, and they're not able to do it. They don't typically drag on. but we have to move quickly to enter into the investigations. But I don't know that a firm out there can say, yes, we're going to give you a certain cap. I mean, obviously, I think that once they start, we can't tell them, no, we're not going to use you. You know, once they start, we have to, that's correct. When there's a Title IX investigation, Mr. Martin, the district doesn't have a lot of options. We have to, at that point, allow the investigators and the decision makers to do their jobs and do their due diligence. And so if we put a cap on it and then the board would come back and say, we don't agree to that cap, that investigation can't move on. We're now out of compliance. So it's not a typical situation, but in this situation with a Title IX investigation, we have no choice but to move quickly with a trusted and proven firm that was recommended to us in good faith. Sweet Stevens is not looking to make anything, I can't speak to that. And I respect your question. I can't speak to that. I have no knowledge of knowing if they get something for that, and I don't want to even insinuate that they would. It was a legal recommendation. It was not a referral wherein, in so doing, they received remuneration for that recommendation. But in this situation, and I completely understand where you're coming from, typically there are caps, but in this one, we don't have the option of having one.
I know nothing about Title IX investigations, so I don't even know.
Very few people.
What we're investigating. B, how long it should take. 3, who controls it? Is it a court that controls it someplace? Is it the state control? Who is the controlling entity for a Title IX, whatever you're doing? Is there a court involved?
It could potentially be a court issue, sure, but at this point, it's just an investigation, and then they assign a decision maker, and a decision is made whether or not there was a Title IX violation or not. So it's yet to be determined. But right now, per the law, we have to enter into an independent investigation phase. And then there has to be an independent decision maker who is assigned to the contents of that investigation. That is standard Title IX protocol that we have to follow.
We ever had these before? I don't recall.
I am quite certain that the district has had Title IX investigations in its history.
Yeah, we don't have many of them. I can remember one back like 2009, 2010, that we were an adjacent to, that the rumor is the complaint was actually filed on a napkin, but that somebody overheard a conversation in a diner and then filed a Title IX complaint. And then we were exonerated from it, as it was not our district, and they, but it was, we still spent enough money to do it. But I believe, too, we were able to get some of those funds back in an insurance claim. So I asked the administration to look into whether or not this is something that's covered under our GL policy, and we may possibly be able to file a claim to get back some of this money.
I mean, Title IX lawsuits are not uncommon.
Guilty as charged, just whatever happens.
No, some of these fines, I mean, it's a federal thing. Some of these fines go into the millions. So you do not want to screw around with a Title IX complaint.
Charlie, no, you had a comment before. Was it covered?
This has been covered with.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, my question was, can we look in to see if this is something too that we may be able to get some legal fees back, as far as insurance policy or something. But yeah, I do know that it is the type of thing where sometimes it goes to arbitration, sometimes it goes to a court case, independent counsels come in, sometimes it can be wrapped up within a few days, and I mean, some of them have dragged on for years. Should they drag on for years, obviously the two additional organizations, I think, are more of an arbitrator and an investigator that we would have to switch or add counsel at that point.
Well, we can't switch counsel. Once we begin a Title IX investigation, it has to be consistent.
So,
and at issue here is that this is standard protocol when there is a district, when there's a Title IX investigation, we have to move quickly.
May we add counsel?
May we add counsel? I don't even think at that point you add counsel. I mean, I can certainly find that out about adding counsel, but typically I've never heard of adding counsel on top of existing.
Like I said, fortunately, we have so few of them that You know,
Mr. Martin? What would be the amount you would be willing to do not to exceed?
I have no idea how, I'm not familiar with this whole process, just in general. I don't like to give open-ended contracts to anybody.
Right, we don't make...
Especially attorneys.
Exactly, so we're not sure, who makes these final decisions. However, we are certain that we're responsible for the taxpayer dollars. So you make a very good point.
you look at some of these fee schedules where they're talking about hybrid remote training, customer remote training, you're getting into some serious dollars. $2,000 an hour with a cap of $7,000 for 2 half days. Not to say that that is where this is going, but that is part of what is enumerated on page 6 of this contract.
Does any of our experts have an idea of what we could not to exceed, and then they could come back to us and say, this is what we've done, and we do need more additional funds?
Hi, Heather Hopkins, Director of Student Services. So just to recap what happens and what occurs is in any situation, we have 3 buckets for Title IX. So we have Title IX complaints that can come in the employee realm of things. That's one bucket. We have another bucket that comes from athletics. That's another bucket. And then we have the other bucket, which is a student making a Title IX complaint against another student. In these situations, you have to swiftly and fairly immediately identify a Title IX team. So there has to be a Title IX coordinator that, for this particular situation, is Tara Mossman, our head of HR. You then immediately or fairly quickly have to identify an investigator and a decision maker. In this situation, we have waited a little bit of time because we were seeking legal counsel as to what they believed was best to protect the students and the district as well, to show that we are doing our due diligence and being very objective. And it was advised to us after Sweet Stevens heard the retelling of the situation that we outsource an investigator and a decision maker. And this contract was brought to us, I want to say last week. We knew that it had to go to the board tonight. So we're now already around 7 or 8 days of not providing a parent with a team. Now, the investigation takes place. There's an investigator, there's a decision maker, there's a Title IX coordinator. The hope is that when the decision is made by the decision maker, and that will all be also, the decision maker will speak to the district as to what they feel the decision should be. And that decision is many times, the basis of it is supportive measures for the individual that filed the Title IX complaint. It's not legal in that sense, if you know what I'm saying. It's not criminal investigation or what have you. It's literally supportive measures so that that child feels safe in their environment. So the term is supportive measures. At that point, and Mr. Hartline, I think this is what you were speaking of when you spoke of the dollars that can rack up to, I think you said, we've heard millions, right? At that point, the family takes the decision, but now, of course, could file a federal lawsuit. And that's when, if that takes place, that's when you see things that could go into a tremendous amount of money. Those hearings take place down in the city at federal court, and that would be a point, Mr. Greenwood, I would imagine that we would reach out to our insurance company to say that we possibly have a situation. But this process is the standard Title IX process. Once a family requests Title IX rights, we have to follow through with it. And the longer we hold up, the more we open ourselves up to not giving families their due process. So I absolutely can reach out and say, can we cap this? My concern is that we already waited a decent amount of days to get this to the board.
Shall we call a vote?
Last point, and I'm done.
All right.
If you read the contract, there's one very concerning sentence in there.
Which contract,
In-
Mr.
in
Martin?
Number 6. Oh, it's the long one with General River Solutions.
Grand
The other
Rivers,
one's
yep.
pretty short. This
Yep.
one covers everything under the sun.
Yeah.
But it says in
Well, the
here-
Grand River solution, there's two, if you, just to make note of that. There's the contract for this particular service, and then the other longer document is our ability to work with them. It's not directly related to this particular case.
It's just concerning this one sentence, and
Sure.
I'm done. If costs and/or expenses, including the cost of legal representation, should reasonably be expected to exceed $5,000, the district shall advance the funds to GRS or to GRS's designee. That's nothing more than an open-ended spending that they can do without any, I know you'll be watching it, I know that very well, but it's just, it's not good contract for the district. It's wonderful for Grand Rivers or whatever the hell their name is.
It's my understanding of the two contracts we were presented by Grand Rivers, that the longer one is in the event that we're advised, because not every Title IX complaint that we would bring to our legal counsel would a legal counsel advise us to outsource the investigator and the decision maker. Many times they ask us to have those people be district employees that are Title IX trained. So typically, when this happens, it's the district that creates the team. Now, we're doing our due diligence by presenting the case to our legal counsel, who, upon hearing all of the data collected and the facts, said, I really think it is in your best interest and the family's best interest to outsource this. It doesn't happen often. Usually it is done by the district. So, Mr. Martin, I do believe that larger contract was to allow us to engage with them, in all honesty, in anything we might need Title IX related, this or 5 more or 10 more down the pike. Hopefully we don't have that. That was my understanding of this, of the larger contract.
So are these two firms specific to this Title IX complaint? I'm guessing not because of the what you had just said. Once this is concluded, is this something, if they are not specific to just this complaint, that we should maybe consider doing an RFP for and incorporating these types of services as a fail-safe into our legal team?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a possibility. It's actually one of the recommendations that was made in our many conversations that we've had around this particular situation, that we have, because Sweet Stevens has a Title IX expert, one of them, and that individual just so happens to be also one of the attorneys that works directly with the district. We have 2 through Sweet Stevens Katz Williams. One of their attorneys really specializes in Title IX. And because of all the work that she does with the district, she did not feel comfortable being an investigator or a decision maker. And that was why the recommendations came from 2 separate, as you notice, 2 separate agencies, not the same one to be the investigator and the decision maker. But her advice was to seek a counsel like GRS, like Grand River Solutions, that would be on standby should we need it.
I can respect her opinion.
Where is their office, by the way?
There's all, Grand Rivers, it comes out of, I believe it's out of Colorado, but there's offices all over. Like, just like Morgan
I
and
think there are only
Morgan.
3 states.
Yep.
Moving forward.
Sure.
I mean, we're already behind the 8 ball here. So moving forward, we could set something not to exceed in the next contract, that they would come to us. Is that possible that we do that?
Yes. moving forward.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anyone else? On the table right now is 6.9A only. Having had the conversation about both, would everyone be okay with adding 6.9B as well and voting on them both, or do you want to vote separately?
I have no objection.
I have no objection. I can vote on both.
Okay.
And I will add 6.9B, approves the Grand River Solutions Incorporated engagement contract effective March 11, 2026 through February 28, 2027. District cost not to exceed $260 per hour. Do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Abstain.
Passes 7-0-1.
All right.
Policies presented for initial distribution and discussion tonight. 7.1A, Policy 218.1 Weapons. 7.2B, Policy 610 Purchases Subject to Bid or Quotation. And 7.1C, Policy 611 Purchases Budgeted. I wanted to take a second to talk about those just to kind of give an overview from the policy meeting we had on February 17th. So 218.1, we discussed changes to, necessary changes to how Centennial has to notify the appropriate population now when a weapon is found on campus under Act 44. We have under 24 hours after a student brings a weapon or replica of any kind on campus, a message has to go out to the entirety of the school so that all the students, parents, employees in the building know what steps were taken. And the specifications of how we implement the AR were updated, I believe, as well along those guidelines. 610 and 611, they're interrelated. They're just new thresholds for purchases subject to bid. The expenses have changed just due to the annual CPI increase. So that's the basis of those. You can read those full policies, of course, online if you have not. And we move on to the policies presented for adoption tonight. 7.2, be it resolved that the Centennial School District Board of School Directors, 7.2, oh, actually, does anyone want to discuss any of these, or shall I just go straight through? Okay. 7.2A, Policy 105.2, exemption from instruction. 7.2B, Policy 122, extracurricular activities. 7.2C, Policy 122.1, non-curricular related, non-school student-initiated groups. 7.2D, Policy 123, interscholastic athletics, and 7.2E, Policy 204, attendance. Do I have a second? Any discussion on these? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Passes 8-0.
Financials, Mrs. Krieger?
There you go.
For February of 2026, as per the attached, 8.2 approves the 2026 budget transfer for February as per the attached. 8.3 approves the pending bills list as per the attached. And 8.4, accept the pre-approved paid bills list as per the attached. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? 8-0.
Thank you. All right, moving on. Board discussions and comments. You know what? I did have one.
Brought props too.
Yeah, I got my little note, my trusty notebook. So on March 5th, I went over to Willowdale. It was Title I night. They had, when you walked in, it was like Dr. Seuss. Everything was Dr. Seuss based. When you walked in, there was all these tables with these crafts, and our high school students were running the tables. It was wonderful. I got to one of these tables, and I don't know if everyone remembers in high school. Now, take a minute, step back. There were these little papers that you pushed back and forth, and you would open it up, and it would say, well, they had the kids making these, but they had math problems in there. It was so clever. It was so welcoming. The students did such a good job. It it was so nice to see the community members and our students giving back. Now, I understand they get hours for that, but they don't have to do that. It was just, and the way they interacted with the kids and the families, it was absolutely wonderful. And it was nice to go where Kyle went. And then was it the very next day, seeing the play. Those students were so good. I don't think they missed a beat. The whole thing was so well done. The community members there, it was so welcoming. And I do think one of our community comments that we should get it into the patch so that everybody knows that it's there and they can come see how great our kids are. I mean, if you missed it, it was so good. Did I say so good enough? Yes. All right. Any other community comments?
I do.
Or board comments? Yes, Mrs. Krieger.
In Dr. Lukaba's update for the week of ending February 27th, he outlined 3 major responsibilities of the board, which are to hire, direct, and evaluate the superintendent, 2, to ensure the responsible fiscal management of the school district, and 3, set and uphold school district policy. I want to focus on the second responsibility, which is to ensure the responsible fiscal management of the school district. I personally feel we are not succeeding in ensuring this. We are all very well aware of the growing deficit, and rather than focusing on the monthly financials at each board meeting, as well as the finance committee meeting, a quick summary of the year-to-date numbers and the forecast going forward will suffice. Instead, our focus should be on defining the initiatives, understanding the steps required to achieve them, the timelines, and the savings targets. What are the impediments to achieving them? How are we tracking the projects to ensure accountability, transparency, and success? If we don't, we have nothing other than the status quo, and that doesn't cut it. The Finance Committee needs to include stakeholders, including community members, who can actively participate in these discussions and not just give comments at the beginning or the end of the session. We need their buy-in. They are our stakeholders, and they pay our bills. What will it take to include them? And lastly, we have talked several times about transparency and providing the community with updates on how we are doing. What are the initiatives and where do they stand? We need a mechanism to get the message out at regular intervals. And besides the school district website, what other tools can we take advantage of to get the message out? They all have the right to know. I know this is hard work and some difficult decisions must be made. And yes, we run the risk of making some of our stakeholders, that include students, parents, teachers, administrators, operating staff, and taxpayers, unhappy. However, it is our responsibility to do what's right for all while being fiscally responsible. I ran for the school board for the very purpose of balancing the budget. This is where I can add value, and currently I feel like I am marching in place. We need to move our efforts forward. Jane Lynch was right. We must live within our means. We owe it to all of our stakeholders. The months are ticking by, and I feel like we talk about issues repeatedly and still have not moved the needle. Now is the time to make this a priority.
Thank you, Mrs. Krieger.
Yeah.
Mr. Sadowski?
Just to follow up on your mentioned SpongeBob, Patty, Friday, March 30th at 7 p.m. and Saturday, March 21st at 1 and 7 p.m. Klinger will be performing Matilda Jr., so be sure to support our middle school theater programs and their annual spring musicals as well. And of course, as we know, Mean Girls is coming up Friday, March 27th, and Saturday, March 28th, also at 7, 1, and 7, so don't miss those shows. They always do a great job.
Any additional?
Just one.
Mr. Martin?
Very brief. I'm just curious to follow up to the last meeting and some other things, and to avoid things happening down the road. Are we, my suggestion that the policy committee perhaps look at the policy of the school district regarding demonstrations to add clarity to it, and also consequences, whatever. I'm not trying to overstep the role of the school board. However, I think having clearer guidelines would be very appropriate, given all the things that are going on. Something could pop up any minute. And if we have better guidelines in place, I think it would be beneficial to the district and make it easier for the principals and people who have to deal with those issues. So that's my suggestion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Any other comments?
I do. Thanks.
Mrs. DiPaolo?
Thank you. Well, the things I was going to talk about, everyone has covered, but I wanted to just say that my last black and white night was 2 weeks ago, and it was wonderful. Just really big thank you to the teachers and all the staff that volunteered, and I hope our new administrators enjoyed their time. at these very long evening events. Log College Play was amazing this weekend. I was going to talk about BCMA, but you have that covered. The one thing I did want to mention is they are still looking for volunteers to help serve food for the BCMEA competition. So I have a Sign Up Genius if anyone's interested. I can share. Looking for DeKlinger's musical. We will be hosting a robotics competition on March 21st. So definitely check that out. I'm looking forward to that. Our next Education Committee meeting is tomorrow, March 11th. And then finally, we have just started Senior Assassin yesterday. So let's remind our seniors to be safe. That's it. Thank you.
Did you mention that black team won?
Well, I didn't have, well, I think.
Put it out there.
Alexis Cawley did mention that, so I don't want to like.
Let's put it out there.
Rub it in the face.
Three-peat.
Yeah.
Three-peat, yes.
Yes. The black team won. So yes, they did a good job.
Any other board comments? Okay. We're going to move right on to district policy report. Mr. Sadowski.
I just did my report from our February meeting earlier when I was going into those policies for information and what we voted on. So you already heard my report there. I don't have anything else.
Okay.
And I will report on our March meeting after we have it.
Bucks County Intermediate Unit, Mr. Goddickson.
I will take care of that. Unfortunately, we had a special board meeting on the 17th, which is the same night that the IU has their board meeting. So I was not at that board meeting, but they did hold a special board meeting on the 24th. And on that board meeting, that was in regards to construction of the new preschool program that's going to be right here in Warminster, actually almost like across the street from here. So they wanted that on a special board meeting in order to get it done and get everything ready for the next school year. Besides that, I did get the message that the IU celebrated a 5-year success of the sequel program, which is dealing with job coaching and self-determination for the older population in the high school system. And then the next board meeting is next Tuesday on the 17th at 7 p.m. in Doylestown.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. I guess I am up for PSBA. There's a couple things for all our board members. New director monthly meetups. I know you're all excited. Wednesday, March 18th. Amping up our advocacy, virtual from 12 to 1. How do I register? I'm going to let you know. Register on mypsba.org. Okay, you want to write that down, mypsba.org. I'm sure it's going to be exciting. If you have questions, if you have any questions, we have the answers. If not, we will find them. Submit questions related to your role as a school board director, that's all of you guys, to the countdown at psba.org. So the countdown at psba.org, they will find the answer to any of your questions. Then just another reminder, the scholarships that I've been talking about for the last couple board meetings. Let's go over that. That needs to be, let me see when the deadline is. All right, it is your responsibility to ensure that all requirements are fulfilled by the deadline or your application cannot be considered. All submissions are due by Friday, March 13th. It's kind of eerie. But anyway, Friday, March 13th at 4 p.m. That is the Freerick Scholarship, the Marcus Scholarship, the H.H. Quimby Scholarship, and the Swope Scholarship. The Student Leadership Scholarships have been established to provide a one-time $2,500 or $5,000 scholarship to each recipient. Again, March 13th. Don't forget that, Friday the 13th. Don't worry about Jason, worry about filling out these scholarship requirements. If you have any questions, you can reach out and we'll give you more information. Okay, moving along, CEF, Mr. Sadowski.
Yes, I was happy to attend the February CEF board meeting. A quick overview, a discussion of scholarship and grant applications being very strong this year. a budget overview, and a review of some upcoming events of note. The annual awards breakfast, everybody at this table, is coming up on April 9th, where grants will be awarded for above and beyond educational experiences here in our district. I look forward to that one every year. Possum Pets is underway. Round 1 voting continues through March 21st, and winners will be announced April 24th. And register now for the Centennial Cup golf outing on Friday, June 26th. You can learn more at centennialef.org, or, of course, follow Centennial Education Foundation on social media for the latest updates.
He mentioned Possum Pets. Fiona and Mary Jane Crossan, I just want to put it out there in case you're thinking, you know what, I want to contribute. Just letting you know they're there. 2 very large Great Danes, Fiona and Mary Jane Crossan. Feel free to vote. It supports the students. All right, moving right along, we're going to go to Legislative Council Liaison, Mr. Hartline.
Okay, they're starting on the budget in Harrisburg. We'll see how that goes. It's in committees. Couple of more notable information or legislation that is sitting in committee or has been introduced. One is strengthening mental health support for PA students, something that I think we can all pretty much agree is something that is in particular need, especially post-COVID at this point. The other one is requiring referendums for all property tax increases. That was introduced at the beginning of October and is currently sitting in a Senate committee. So keep an eye on that one. If anybody wants to watch it, it's SB 1192. A bill that was passed and is now law is teaching cursive in schools, starting in the middle of April of this year. It is required that schools once again start teaching cursive. So that is, some of the stuff that's going on in Harrisburg. They are still going back and forth on the cell phone bill. So it'll be interesting to see if that ever comes to fruition or if it gets put aside for another session or not.
Okay, thank you. MBIT, Mr. Goddickson.
Yeah, another day that we missed. The Executive Council meeting of the whole and also the professional advisory meeting were canceled due to the weather, for one thing. We did have our regular meeting last Monday, and there's some information that, Elizabeth Peterson shared. I'm not going to repeat that. But one of the pieces that, is going to be offered and being promoted by MBIT is training for low voltage camera installations. So that training is available for our staff, so that they can get certified to do that locally. The next executive council meeting of the whole has also been changed, due to a conflict. So that is going to be held on March the 30th. And lastly, there was some discussion about looking into what are we going to do for next year. And it is the recommendation from within the council that we add the extra teacher for next year for the health occupation program. That is, I do also want to mention that Dr. Koval, had the opportunity giving an open mic at the national conference in Nashville. So he did have a chance to get more recognition for MBIT nationwide.
Mr. Goddickson, when they talk about extra teachers, do they give a cost to each district, or is that not until the teacher's found?
It is still.
Oh, sorry about that.
Discussed the expected cost for Centennial is about $40,000.
Is that in addition?
The program that is include.
It's 25% of the 160, which is all in, including the build-out costs, as well as teachers' salary and benefits.
So, spreading that across the 4 districts, it's about $40,000 for Centennial.
Thank you.
And should add, somewhere between 20 plus students for next school year.
Thank you. All right, communications, do we have any? All right, additional community comments? We don't have any cards. Mr. Martin, schedule of board meetings, calendar events?
Okay, we got a schedule, long schedule, if anybody's interested. It starts tomorrow with, for some reason, an early dismissal, so the kids will be out tomorrow at noontime. March 17th, somebody scheduled a meeting on St. Patrick's Day. I can't believe that, but it's the BCIU. It's Mr. Godingson. He doesn't matter to him, I guess, St. Patrick's. But March 24th, Committee of the Whole in this room. March 30th, MBIT Executive Council. April Fool's Day, early dismissal. April 2 through 6, all schools and offices are closed for spring break. April 7th, another MBIT Executive. April 21st, BCIU Board Meeting. April 27th, an MBIT Executive Council. And April 28th, Committee of the Whole Board Meeting here.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Can I get a motion to adjourn?